Oh. I'll play the clip in just a moment. We have a winner for this week's ultimate virtue signaling male feminist. If you're not familiar with what virtue signaling is, I will refer you to the Urban Dictionary, which has a fantastic definition which reads, to take conspicuous but essentially useless action, us moral you are than everybody else. CNN had a town hall yesterday on sexual harassment in America, which is an important subject that should be discussed in a serious manner, which is why it has no place on the Clown News Network, but that's a whole other story. This alleged man, actor Matt McGorry, who thankfully I haven't wasted any brain cells knowing anything about, was asked what us other men can do to help stop this problem.
Matt, what's your call to action for men?
I think there's a reframing of a question. We know that we are sexist, right? We live in a objectified, and we don't see equal representation. We're saying, hey, I realize that. We're receiving those messages. So the question is not how do I be a perfect human being, right? And how do I not be a good man or a bad man, but how do we be a better man? And understand that that's going to be a lifelong process, and do this sort of intrapersonal work too, which makes us understand that, like, we are all complicit in this as men, and we actually benefit materially from the privilege when these women are pushed out of the workplace. And unless we're actually doing something to be a part of the solution, we're sort of part of the problem.
Wow, this guy fit almost every feminist talking point into 30 seconds. I think I have some better advice, Mr. Feminist. Maybe you should have told the viewers of CNN, since, well, they're not the brightest people on the planet, that they shouldn't do what comedian Louis C.K. is alleged to have done, and don't pull out your you-know-what and start playing with yourself in front of random women. No. Bad. Just a heads up, the rest of this video is not going to be family friendly. It's not going to be safe for work. We're going to be talking about some very serious things that need to be talked about, but trust me, you may not want some other people to be listening. So, you'll see, just trust me in 3, 2, 1. Comedian Louis C.K. is one of the latest Hollywood dirtbags to have multiple women come forward and accuse him of masturbating in front of them when obviously they have zero interest in seeing that. And it's all over the news, of course, you probably have seen it. They're talking about some of his despicable comedy bits, but one of them that they won't talk about, because it's even too disgusting for major mainstream media, is the fact that he actually has a bit, I've seen it with my own eyes, and I wrote about it in my book, where he jokes about having sex with a dead child.
And I'm waiting. I'm curious what their kid looks like, because they're so beautiful. Maybe I want to fuck their kid. I don't know. I'm not going to fuck a kid. I wouldn't do that. Maybe a dead kid. Who are you hurting? He's dead. Who are you hurting? I'm not saying I would kill a kid and fuck him. I'm saying if I found a dead kid in a field and it wasn't raining, I might take a shot. I don't know. I haven't been in that situation.
Okay, enough of that dirtbag. Let's get back to feminism for a moment. But I'm sorry to tell you that this article is only moderately less disturbing. This from Women's Health magazine. Feminist hero bakes sourdough bread using her own vaginal yeast. You read that correctly. It doesn't say feminist psycho. It says feminist hero. Steal her recipe for an unforgettable Thanksgiving feast. If you're familiar with my fact-checking abilities, then you will know that I've done my due diligence to double, triple, quadruple check this. This is a real story from Women's Health magazine, which reads, in preparation for the upcoming Thanksgiving holiday, you're probably seeing a lot of self-help articles about managing stress, dealing with unpleasant family members, and most importantly, making it through the day in one piece. And while there's no doubt that all of this advice is well-intentioned, sometimes when the shit is hitting the fan and your uncle is being a sexist piece of garbage, you have to do something to regain control and remind yourself that you're a badass who no one can with the yeast of your own vagina. It continues, but does such a recipe exist? Yes, it does. Thanks to feminist blogger Zoe Starvey, who, after getting a pretty bad yeast infection, had the inspired idea to turn her discomfort into delicious baked goods. While this article is real, and Women's Health magazine is literally encouraging other women to make bread from their yeast infection and serve it to their family members at Thanksgiving, I can only hope, I can only pray that there's a big hoax that other feminists are falling for, but I wouldn't be surprised if someone actually did this. In fact, at this point in the liberal zombie plague, I would be surprised if someone didn't do this. This, of course, is just one of the millions of reasons why we need to find a cure for this devastating disease of liberalism before it destroys the rest of the human race. You can help raise awareness by going to my online store at markdice.com and getting your Liberalism Find a Cure shirt. Now available in long sleeve and hoodie and in multiple colors. Click the link in the description below or go to markdice.com. Your purchase helps keep this channel going, so I appreciate your support. Don't forget I got a new book out on Amazon.com, The True Story of Fake News, How Mainstream Media Manipulates Millions. So subscribe here if you're new. Check back on Monday for a new report, and I'll see you then. Last year, the Illuminati in Hollywood, he actually has a bit with. And there's no better way to do that than serving in
society where this is normalized, right? And unless we're watching TV and every time we see a woman as object, it is important for us as men. And the question is not